Mo- Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Spirit Dancers podcast. I am looking forward to sharing some information with you today, and I hope you are having a wonderful, easy flowing morning. We are talking a little bit about grounding and earthing. Sometimes it's called earthing, our connection to earth today, because I thought that was something that I've been playing around with lately. I know when I feel disconnected or nervous or stressed, that means I am not connected to Earth's energies. And that is something that happens a lot to us nowadays because we all live in houses, we wear shoes, we have synthetic soles, we drive in cars, we're not outside really connecting. Obviously, the easiest way to do that is you stand outside barefoot on the ground to soak up that earth energy. Earth vibrates. It has a frequency which is called the Schumann resonance, and it vibrates at about 7.83 megahertz, but it also spikes. Like currently we're going through quite a bit of geomagnetic storms, so the frequencies are spiking too, and I think we all feel that. We're just not aware that we feel it. But our brains, our bodies entrain to these energies if we pay attention to it, and it helps calm us down. The 7.83 megahertz is something that is very calming, very energetic, flowing energy for us, and that is what we want to learn how to do. As I said, the easiest way is to work with the earth itself, stand outside barefoot, but we can also work inducing those states with other methods. Like one I just discovered was I work a little bit with essential oils, and I was just introduced to an oil called Fragonia. And Fragonia, if you put it in a carrier oil, this is the essential oil and it's too strong. If you put it in a carrier oil, 10 drops onto 10 milliliters of a good carrier oil like olive oil, and you put that on the bottom of your feet in the middle where there is the entrance to all the meridians for you, you can calm yourself down that way too. That is what Fragonia does. I was excited when I learned about that because I always like to find new tools that can help me work with that. Calming frequencies come also when we work with crystals, because again, we play with them. Their energy entrains our energy and calms us down. But the best way to calm, to align, to center, to be where you want to be is breathing. And there's the easiest way to do that is the so-called box breathing, the 4 counts in, 4 counts out breathing exercise, and we'll do that in a moment. And you can do something with that on top of it. And that's the fun part of working with energy. Just when you breathe in and you feel the energy coming through the feet, up your body, all the way to your head on 4 counts, and then you let it go and let it flow below your head, your shoulders, into your arms. You're bringing, and you visualize energy as that flow, then you have energy in your hands. I don't know if you've ever played with energy, but the easiest way is through our hands, because we're constantly radiating energy. So if you rub your hands, play with me for a moment, rub your hands and then start playing, putting it down until you can feel something. Just play with that and start feeling. It becomes like a malleable ball, and that is energy. And it's the energy radiating between your 2 hands. And this is any Reiki practitioner, anybody who works with hands-on healing knows this. But this is how we all can feel energy between our hands. And by 4-4 breathing, we can bring energy into our hands in a different way. So let's just play with this for a moment. Just sit down calmly, sit straight, and start taking a deep breath in and count to 4. And feel the energy flowing up your body. And you can eventually really feel it flow through your bones if you work with that. But it's in the beginning, just feel it flow up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, up and out. 1, 2, 3, 4 into your hands. And that calms you down. That gets your whole nervous system calming down, aligning. It's a great exercise right before sleeping, because often we get so relaxed we start yawning, and that is a sign that our whole system goes, yes, I'm calming down. I am not doing much of anything. Breathing is important all the time, and this is the easiest breath, that 4 in. I take a little break, 4 out, and then take a break and start over, and do that multiple times until you feel your whole body calming down, and it goes down in that frequency to that Schumann resonance again, this theta beta waves, brain waves. There's one other tool that some practitioners use, and it's called a pulse electromagnetic frequency mat, a PEMF mat. And I own one, and I love using it. You just lie on it, and it sends those frequencies on there. So I can put it down to a 7 or 8 megahertz to the Earth's grounding, and I can really feel how it calms me down and puts me to sleep if I do it too long. But I can also use it in higher pulsating frequencies to give me more energy and more liveliness. So these are all tools to work with. These are things that we can do to feel better, to calm our nervous system, to reduce inflammation in our bodies. All this helps us. It also sleeps your helps with sleeping, especially the 4-4 breathing before you fall asleep. And it just connects us. But the easiest and the best way always is to remember to be outdoors, be on the ground, ideally barefoot or with natural shoes, or in socks, and just stand there. As an exercise, if you do that for a while, stand there. For me, I always have to close my eyes to really be able to sense inside myself, because otherwise I get distracted. And you stand there, and it takes a while. For me, it takes about 10-15 minutes, and then you can actually feel the earth's vibration in some way. It just, you feel that. But that is an exercise. It's like a meditative exercise, and it just is really amazing when you connect to Earth, to Mother Earth, in that way. We forget this. Earth is a sentient being. It has its own rhythms, its own frequencies, and as in our daily life, we just forget that because we're surrounded by so much dead material, and it becomes harder and harder for us to connect to that. So I hope you can do some of that, play with it, and see how you feel, because what it comes down to is you want to be aligned, you want to be calm, you want to be non-stressed. And for us to be able to work with other people in a engaging way, we have to be aligned within ourselves. Our own energy has to be calm and well flowing. We cannot do that when we're stressed, nervous, just jittery, that then we bring that energy into somebody else and it just collides. And for that, this was another thing I am learning for myself, because I always have too much stuff around me. You see the background here. And I'm learning to calm myself down by being organized, by keeping the visual clutter less or purposeful. A lot of what I have in this room has spiritual meaning for me, so that's, it may look like clutter for somebody else, but it is something that feeds me. And but there's also real clutter, real visual resonance around that makes me nervous. And it's so something to also be aware of our energies, how we surround ourselves, what we have there, and how we can calm things down so that we can flow. And with that, let's end. I wish you a wonderful day. I hope you start working with your breathing on a conscious level. Pull energy up, let it go down into your hands, and feel it. Feel that flow and be aligned. And with thank you and goodbye.